Hey folks, I've just gone on live a few seconds earlier just to say hi, give everybody an opportunity to click in before we do the technical analysis for Bitcoin and Ethereum on the most important week, I believe, of the bull run. So we'll just wait a few seconds, everybody to come. Hey, boss baby, great to have you here. Really good posts that you're posting, by the way, on our Discord server. Folks, Discord server link is below. And obviously today's the last day to get your tickets below the full price for the Conscious Crypto 3-day event starting this Friday. So you'll see the link below for that as well. And it is 11:30. I love to start on time. So what have we got for you today? Well, on Monday, I always like to zoom out so we can then zoom in and see where are we going, what are the possible trade setups. For those of you new to the channel, this is a tutorial channel. We're not a moon boy, yay, let's make millions of dollars trade signals channel, although we do help you learn how to figure out how to place trades. So you will see all of our tutorial videos that we upload on a daily basis, as well as our live streams. We're doing live streams every day up to Thursday this week, and then we'll go back to just doing Wednesday for the foreseeable future, but uploading technical analysis videos daily. So let us start with Bitcoin. We on this channel love to show you how to analyze, do your technical analysis, but we also do scenario trading. And there is two scenarios playing out right now, especially today, that I want to show you that could have an impact on the price of Bitcoin. Now have a look at this. This is the resistance line on the monthly. We're looking at the daily, but these lines were drawn on the monthly charts to find out where is the point where we have not gone below during this whole bull cycle. This top one here is where have we not gone above, where have we not broken above? And of course, we have actually just broken above this to confirm that this triangle as a continuation pattern is continuing to the upside. But look at this. If this was like the classic TA that I taught, which is as many candles touching as possible to draw your patterns, we actually broke out of this when we hit bottom down around 28,000, right? So we're already broken down, come back down to retest it as support, never came all the way back down, found support at 39,300-ish, and now we're going up. Now, the reason why this is important is because we've got a scenario playing out that has been saying retarded speed, we're not going to go to those low numbers, while everybody's been going, oh, the bull run's over, it's a bear market now, price is just going to keep going down. That is a possibility, because even though we have had some price action here rallying up to the upside, we actually haven't created a higher low. We need to get to a higher high rather. We need to get to about 59,400-ish to get a higher low. So we still have a structure where we're going down. However, if we drew the lines this way, to me, this is saying we're taking those really low numbers off the table for now. And now we're looking at where are our support lines for this next dump that is incoming. So let me draw the lines back here, just because this is what we've been following on previous days. And let's do this, do that there. This is one of the things that we like to say a lot on the channel. You're always constantly wanting to be drawing your lines to see if there are patterns that that have been evolving as price action goes forward, and as things have changed, and that way you don't get fixated on any one given scenario. But what I wanted to show you is that we've come up in an ascending channel. We're in it still. This is a bearish pattern that breaks to the downside, and it goes back down, normally speaking, to where the candle began. Now, could we say that we've actually had that breakdown to the downside, and we've actually already fulfilled that rising channel? And then now we're going up in a channel, which is very, very important. If this continues to be an ascending narrowing wedge, what we could see is if we don't break down today, tomorrow, or this week, right? If we don't get a breakdown out of this channel now and we continue to trade within it and we continue to trade up without a break to the downside, we're looking at the breakout anywhere between 28th of December to the 14th of January as a potential top of the market. That's just a potential. That's just a speculation, but I'm putting it in here to watch it because somewhere along the line, you need to start thinking about when are you going to scale out of crypto for when we do the big plunge? How much are you going to scale out? How much are you going to keep in stake? And by the way, we're doing workshops on getting your strategies up and running for all of that at the Conscious Crypto event this weekend. So that's one potential scenario, right? I personally, I have a favorite. I would really like us to come back down and at least create a higher low somewhere at around 50,000, maybe even 48,000, dipping back into this pattern, coming back out and or touching this support line now that was resistance at around 50,100. That would be my preference because that gives us a really strong foundation for a parabolic run. Now, the first scenario that could affect price action before I go onto the 1 hourly and we look at trade setups and possible ideas for trades. It's Monday. When Monday is often a positive day, which is why I'm wearing yellow, it's usually a pump day. And often if we've pumped on Saturday over the weekend, which we did, we had upward price action. Monday is just a little bit of a continuation and then it starts slowing down. And then by the end of Monday going into Tuesday, we can often see a correction. So watch out for that. Don't be jumping into longs right now unless you're right at a support line because there is a potential for that dump to happen tonight. So that's scenario number one. And when we niche down into the 1 hour and the 4 hour, I will show you the Ichimoku cloud is set for that to be around 7, 8 o'clock US Mountain Time. So scenario number two, we've been following, we love to have a look at the magnetism and the trajectory of planets because we know that that has an effect on human psychology, and all of this upwards, downwards motion on the charts here is 100% human psychology because it's humans making decisions, right? I know there are bots out there, but the humans are programming the bots. So let's have a look at this chart. 2020 on the purple down the bottom, Saturn went retrograde on the 10th of May, and we see we came down into it with a dump. We traded sideways, but not within these big moves, only within about $10,000. So we limited the low that we did, and we also limited the high that we got to. So that's consistent with Saturn retrograde, which is all about retarded speed and a slowdown. Saturn is the ruler of finance, career, and limitation. So all this whole time that we've been in retrograde, in 2020, there was a limitation and it was really slow, retarded recovery till we start heading towards the stationary movement of Saturn. And then we get this Bart Simpson in 2020, up and down. And then when we get to where we went out of retrograde and into progressive, we had a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a pump, a little bit of a dip. We came sideways. Then we had a little bit of a dip just after we went progressive. And then we started the parabolic run towards Christmas and the new year. Now, if we look at 2021 at the top, we've pretty much followed the same pattern or similar pattern. We came down into retrograde, went down even further. We got tighter as we traded, limiting how far we went up, limiting how far we went down. Then around about this similar time, we didn't swing up into a Bart Simpson, but we did swing to the upside. Right, and then had a bit of a retracement, and we did get this big dump. This was the Schmidt year, 7th of December dump, and we did get that dump. So it's kind of similar, right? So then we swung down and up. We had another dump here, which was a bit bigger than what we did have last year. This would be here. Came a little bit back up again, which is this one here. So we have deviated a little bit from the exact pattern, but it's still following a similar pathway. And what's most important is yesterday and today, as Saturn goes progressive, depending on what time frame you're in, we have got a little bit of a pump today, which was what we got here the day after last year, and then we got a small correction. But the correction did not go all the way down to the last lowest low here. We still created a higher low. So let us go back to the charts and zoom in and see where we're at on the charts right now at smaller time frames. So given the Monday, we are actually in, you could call this either an ascending triangle inside of this narrowing rising wedge with a target of 64.069, which brings us very close to the all-time high. And then on the daily, I forgot to show you, we actually have a bull flag. But just have a look down here, bearish divergence. So bearish divergence could play out within the next 4 to 8 hours. Usually bearish divergences on the 4 hour take a bit longer to play out. They're not immediate like on the smaller time frames. So we need to go down into the 1 day to see this beautiful bull flag. Look at this, boom here. And that target is 63,912, again, flirting with that all-time high. So now let's go into the 1 hour and see, like if we do break down tonight or tomorrow, it might only be a small one back down to the support line here of this ascending wedge, but we've got to watch out for a correction to come back down onto this previous resistance line and bounce off of it to confirm it as support, because we haven't done that yet. We broke out of it, pumped up, trading sideways a little bit, created this bull flag. The longer we trade sideways, the more this could end up being a Bart Simpson and come back down to around about 47.09, or fall short and come down to around about 50,500 or 49,998, somewhere in between there. All of our support levels with the Fibonacci's we did on Thursday and Friday last week. So if you want to have a look at those live streams, those are all the support levels. I want to have a look very specifically today at where we're at. So let's go into the 4 hour. And we're on the face of it, this looks like we have broken up out of this triangle here or bull pennant. We've come back down on this red candle to retest that previous resistance as support that we were in for a few days. And then we've bounced back up and we've come above where the breakout candle was. So we came above the breakout at 57,141, and we're now looking at what are we going to do here? Are we going to create another bull flag? Are we going to go up? So that's where I want, or are we going to come back down and retouch this line, or even touch this line? So that's where I want to come into the 1 hour and bring in the indicators, because we have that bearish divergence signaling there's going to be a correction. But given the whole energy of us being out of Saturn retrograde, we're out of our limitation and we're heading towards Jupiter coming out of retrograde on the 17th, which is expansion. The pullback, I wouldn't think is going to be one of those big ones where it just dumps and dumps and dumps. I think it's more just like a normal ebb and flow within the charts. Could be wrong, but that's my bias, just to let you know. Okay, cool. So here we are. Yeah, so this is looking really bullish. Let's bring in Ichimoku. The Ichimoku is looking very, very bullish on the 1 hour. It's nothing but green. But we do have a bit of a dip here coming up in the next 4 hours. So we could get a bit of a retracement, or it could just be moving in between this bull flag. So if you're not already in a long, the breakout for a bull flag is either you could get, once we bounce off of the support line at the bottom, as long as you've got volume and as long as the RSI is at the bottom and not the top like this, you could jump in here or wait for something a bit more conservative, come break out, come back down to retest the support and then head up. Because we do normally on big channels like this, you've got to be very careful that we roll over to the downside. But when we've got bullishness in the Ichimoku, that's one scenario for a trade, right? The other thing that we want to watch out for is the Ichimoku on a smaller time frame to see if we aren't getting any changes. And it looks like we could get a smaller correction, but we're looking bullish. We've got the baseline at the bottom, the conversion line at the top, the lagging span has come above the price action, so it's not in resistance there, and we've got green skies ahead of us. So this is really cool. However, take a look at the RSI. We're traveling along the overbought territory. So we are, we could travel across that territory for a few days, as we have done in the past, but just watch for that. You want to wait to get a really good, strong position. On the 5 minute, we're running into a bit of resistance here with the lagging span entering price action, which is the reason why we've got a little bit of sideways action here. But it looks like in the next hour or so, we're going to get a continued pump up here. So with the retracement that we're seeing, the retracement may only just be back down to 57,248. Or down to 56,455. We mentioned the lower ones before, so those are really good positions to set up potentially for longs. Ichimoku, by the way, is a combination of your moving averages, volume, momentum, and a number of other things. And I just wanted to just check that we don't have a divergence on the 5 minute, which we don't. So if you're in Discord and you're in our Discord server in the technical analysis, I'm going to be updating this throughout the week, because if we actually do the final descent before we bounce off of that and head upwards, then by towards the end of this week, certainly by the beginning of this week, we could be going parabolic. And I want to make sure you guys are getting up to the button. Michael Duro says hit the like button. Yeah, I keep forgetting to say that. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the support you've got. For those of you who are new to our channel and are not subscribed, we'd love it for you to subscribe, be part of our community, join the Discord server for more daily updates on technical analysis, and the link for that is below. So let's just go back to the 1 hour and just do a quick recap. If you are not already in this long, then you want to look for a good entry position, which would be when we do the retracement, and we've given those levels already, right? The one thing to watch out for if you are already in a long is $58,000 is a pretty significant resistance level. Let us go back out to the daily and have a look at what happened when we were up here last time to create, let's do the horizontal line. Where are we? Horizontal line here. We had quite a bit of, are you not giving me the, actually, am I doing the right one? There, and then there. So between 48,590 all the way up to 58,500 over here, when we were trying to break the all-time high, we had a little bit of up and down activity. This is a resistance zone. So we seem to be doing really well with it. It's just this final bit, right? This final sort of the last 500, let's say. But just to let you know, we did look, we came up and then we came back down. So we could be coming back down to that area there. Actually, I'm just going to lift it up just a little bit to get a bit more accuracy there. Around 48,992. I'm struggling to find it at 5433. Can you pinpoint the CME gap we had? Yes, I can. The CME gap was, best to look at the CME gap on the daily. It has been filled. It got filled like within the first 2 hours, I think, or even the first hour of trading. The CME gap was 54. Actually, let me give you the other chart, the CME chart. This is a CME chart. If you look up in your trading view, oops, you go into trading view and you look up BTC1, Bitcoin CME futures 1 day. That's the best place to look for your, to look for your CME gap. And it was around 54,355. And you can see there is no gap there, right? There's no gap there. But there is a gap down here. See, there's a gap right down here between 33 and 33,000, 34,600, which we never filled. And we don't, and here's another one here, right? Oh no, we filled that one. Here we go. We filled that. What am I saying? But you can see that we didn't, the gap pretty much got filled with the first day candle. So it's off the charts in terms of needing to think about that. So that is where we are at for Bitcoin. XRP's heading down. That's concerning. Let me just go back down in here to the 1 hour. So if you're in a long, watch these lines up here, right? When we start getting up here for the resistance, because what could happen if things shift, because, you know, in the momentum and the volume is that we trade sideways too far, this could be a Bart Simpson instead of our run. And we just get that final retrace before we take off. So that is Bitcoin. Is Shiba Inu a Jewish coin? I don't know what it means to be a Jewish coin. Can you explain? I love Shiba Inu. So Shiba Inu is actually a dog, isn't it? Some type of dog. Okay, cool. So let's have a look at Ethereum on the 1 hour. Actually, no, let's not look at it on the 1 hour. Let's look at it on the 4 hour, because we have broken to the downside out of a rising wedge, a rising channel, which is a pattern of bearishness, breaks to the downside more often than breaks to the upside. We have actually broken down, but we never came down to fulfill the target, which is at around 32.66, before coming back up to retest the support line as resistance, which we have, and we got rejected off of it. So this line now is acting as resistance, and we're coming back down potentially to go all the way back down to 32.69. However, we did that by coming down into a descending channel. I love it how Bitcoin has always got, crypto has always got these contradictory patterns playing out simultaneously, and you've got to wait for the breakout before you know what direction it's going in, right? But this is bullish, right? So we break down out of here and we've broken up to the upside. That's that green candle. The red candle is retesting it as support. We just got rejected off of it. So it's going to be really important for the next 4 hours to see, are we going to head back up, come back into the channel and continue to go up to 4,000. That's what we're watching for. We have a triangle here with a target of 36.93, which brings us back into that channel. And then the target just below that is the top of the channel where the candle starts. So the other target is 36.65. So bottom line is, if we get a retracement, it's not going to be, in my opinion, a 50%, a 40%, maybe even a 30%, 29% at best 15% retracement. At worst, rather, at best, only 5 to 8%, and which is just part of the normal up and down that we see in crypto anyway. So there's going to be some good opportunities for longs. Any other questions about that? Shiba Inu, we're following in the Discord server. There's all sorts of wild speculation with Coinbase listing it. Amazon is now apparently agreed to support it, which could see the price go to $1, which is like fantastic if that happens within this bull cycle, because the prediction is that it would go to 10 cents within 4 years, which means that, you know, if any of you are sitting on 20,000 Shiba Inu, having bought it, you know, a month or 2 months ago, even 3 months ago, then you'd be a multimillionaire. So we're following that very, very closely. But that's it on the Bitcoin and the Ethereum. I wasn't going to do XRP today, but I want to do that just really quickly because the thing came up. So I haven't prepared these charts, so I apologize. You're going to get my pickup sticks charts. No, you're not. You're going to get, for some reason, all of my lines have gone, which is perfect. Let's do this again. Look at this. We are finding nice support here at around $1.13. $1.08 is where that big resistance, the top of the big resistance zone was. Between $1.03 and $1.08, we had a really hard time breaking through. But this is looking like a descending triangle, which is a bearish pattern. Breaks to the downside more often than it breaks to the upside, unless we can call this a bull pennant, in which case it is a bullish pattern. So we need to look out for both. Let's bring in Ichimoku. Ichimoku is, we're moving into resistance, but we still have a little bit of bullish momentum, even though we are going into the Ichimoku cloud. Let's look at the target. We have a really strong resistance zone for XRP from 22 up to 30, $1.22 up to $1.30. Depending on where we break out, that's going to pretty much take us just above here, creating a higher high, which is nice, at $1.2376, which is in the resistance zone. If we break to the downside, and this ends up being somewhat of a Bart Simpson with there's something about Mary feel to it, which is what this is, right? Goes up, it's not quite going zigzaggy across, but we get a bit of that here going up. That brings us down to $1.5121, which is a very, very, very strong support area for XRP. So I think that's looking quite bullish. In the medium term, let's have a look. We don't have any divergences happening here. We just have a bit of a zigzag. The breakout could happen anywhere between now and the 12th of October. So we'll be monitoring this to see if we break down or if we break up. Let's bring in the 4 EMA to see if that can help us with anything. And it is looking like the blue is crossing over. So we need to go to the smaller time frame. Yeah, we've got red, yellow, green, blue. For those of you who are new, this 4 EMA, we need the settings to be, input needs to be 8, and then 13, 21, 55, it's automatically in there. And then we stack it blue, green, yellow, red. So when blue's on top, then green, yellow, red, that's a long. And when it's the reverse, red, yellow, green, blue, that is a short. So if you're wanting to know that strategy, check out Crypto Jack, blue, green, yellow, red strategy. And he gives really cool analysis there. So we've got the crossing over of the red for the short, but we've got the narrowing of the blue and the green. So we could be getting ready to reverse that. Let's see. No. So we've got further downward action, possibly maybe back down to about $1.13. And if we break to the downside, we're going to $1.05. But I think XRP is gearing up, guys. It's gearing up for that parabolic run. And just to finally, just a reminder to get your tickets today for the 3-day event we've got coming up on Friday. If you haven't got them, Otherwise, tomorrow the tickets go up pretty much double, not quite double, but pretty much to $750, I think it is. So you want to get your tickets there. Shiba Inu can't go to $1. That market cap would be more than all circulating dollars globally. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it's going to go to $1, but I'm saying there's like crazy predictions out there that it'll go to $1 this bear run. Or having said that, if we go to CoinGecko, we've moved up. We've moved up into 12th position for Shiba Inu, I think, which is phenomenal in this bull market. Oh, it's 11. It's gone up from position 12 to 11. So there is money going into SHIB right now, like massive money. So who knows, because things can get crazy. Look, it's surpassing Chainlink, surpassing Litecoin. It's bumped them out, and it's just under Doge, right? It was 2 under Doge a few days ago, and now it's right under Doge. So who knows? I wouldn't bank on it, but definitely whatever's going to happen with Shiba Inu, I think it's going to be fantastic gains for everybody, especially if you got in a few months ago. Still not too late right now. You to remember, this is a meme coin transitioning into having some level of utility. So there's a very speculative nature about any of those types of coins. That's it. If I've got any more questions, let's have a look. 2 times 21 equals 42, and 21 is full moon in Aquarius. After this comes in the bull run. What do you think about that? What are the dates? Like, I'm not getting it. 2 times 21 equals 42, but what is 2 and what does 21 relate to? Are you saying the 21st is the full moon? Well, yeah, if you guys watched last week, I put the full moon chart out that where whenever we see a half moon, we usually see the top of that movement. And when we get our retraction down, and when we start getting towards the full moon, that's usually the bottom of the run. And then we get a move up to the upside, and we get a bull run. And that this year, the full moon and Jupiter going into its out of it retrograde and into its progressive state is an indication those two things could see a lot of energy in that bull run as well. So I would be saying even earlier, I would be looking at around 16th, 17th, 18th for a potential swing to the upside, although we are doing pretty well from our retraction that we've had. So guys, that's it from me. Any more TA for the rest of today will be in Discord. The link for our Discord server is below. It's Conscious Crypto, I think. It's not Conscious Crypto Traders because we didn't have room to get the traders in. We can, oh, here's another one, but if we go up to those 100K, 160K targets, we can come down to 20K, test that as a pivot point. I would say no on that, boss baby, for 2 reasons. We don't normally go back down in the bear market to the previous all-time high, which was the last bull cycle. We usually come down, Bitcoin usually comes down 50%, and sometimes a little bit more than that, and the altcoins come down lower or to 80%. So if we get to 80 or 100, I think that brings us down into the high 200s, isn't it? I'm not quite sure, but here's the thing. This is what you've got to remember. I'll get this chart ready for you tomorrow because I don't have time to do it today. I've got to scooch to get ready for a team meeting. I'm just going to pull in the Fibonacci, and I will show you the beginning points and the end points for the bull market. Usually from the third wave impulse for Bitcoin, which is about to happen, we top out at around the 3.61 and the 4.26. And I think that puts us well over 100K, which means the retracement isn't going to be down to 20K. But I'll set that up for tomorrow's live stream and show you that. And we're certainly going over all of the price predictions of the top in the Conscious Crypto event for those of you who are coming to that. Thanks, guys, for watching all the way to the end. We'd love for you to like it. We've got way more people watching than liking. So it would be really great if you had an attitude of gratitude and showed gratitude by sticking up that like button with a click, and obviously subscribing. We are a tutorial channel, so you're learning technical analysis, you're asking questions so we can help you with your own thought system around that, and we're uploading videos daily. So if you hit subscribe, hit the bell, click all, you will get notified of that. And I will see those of you in the Discord server later as I'm updating you towards those pivot times where we could be seeing a bit of a dump if we don't continue to pump. Because remember, we've got that bearish divergence on the 4 hour. So thanks, everybody. And I will see you in the Discord server right now or later on. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.